All right, so last but not least, what happens when it's time for us to save this and actually export it? I have yet to save the project, so I should probably do that at some point. So we go to the File menu, and we have the option to save, but I've never saved this, so this will give me the same dialog as Save As. You can also save a project as a template, and I've saved many templates where I don't save it with a bunch of content inside of it. It's just organized so that if I always want to record from my hardware, I've got an audio track that's armed with the appropriate input, and that's my template. If I want to do a DJ set, then I can use the crossfader, which I didn't even mention. Bitwig has a crossfader. And if you're in the mixer view, you can simply go over here, hit this AB button, and there's your crossfader, and you can assign tracks to the A or the B side of the crossfader. It's great for live performance. There we go. Okay. But the point is, let me not get distracted. I want to save. So I'm going to save as, and I don't want to save this here, but I want to save this into this. And we're going to call this Mac Pro BDub 5 101. All right. And it's going to save it, and now it's saved. All right. If I want to ensure that all the audio content in the project is also going to get saved along with it, Bitwig does a pretty good job of actually collecting the files as you add them. But just to be safe, we can then go to Collect and Save. And this will collect any audio samples associated with the project. And make sure, see, files outside the project folder, collect files that belong to packages. Generally, other Bitwig users should have the packages that you do, but just in case, you can tick both of these just to be extra sure. Cool. Now, the last thing is maybe you want to export this, right? The whole reason I even added the peak limiter to it is so that I can export it and listen to it as loud as I would like it to be. Now, I can either export this for the length of the current arrangement, or generally what I do is I set the loop brace for exactly how long I want it to export for, in case there's like a reverb tail or something that I want at the very end. All right, so I'm just going to set this for a loop length that's a little bit longer. Go into my file menu and export audio. If you want this to be pinned to your toolbar, on my other computer it actually is. I should probably actually pin this. Oh, and I've had a few people ask me, yes, you can also export MIDI. If you need to do that, you can do that separately. All right, let me pin this here. Go to my export audio settings. This is another great thing. If you need to export a smaller file type, but don't necessarily want to use MP3 as the file format, you have plenty of options, which is great. But I'm going to export this as a WAV file. If you're exporting this for consumer consumption, a WAV file of 16-bit, that's what we used back in my day for CDs, but no one uses CDs now, right? So if you're going to export a WAV file, it's probably because you're going to use this in the computer still. And if that's the case, you probably want to go for 24 bits because it'll have more information. If you're exporting this for people to just listen to, you're probably going to export an MP3. If you do us all a favor and at least go with the higher bit rate. All right. If you're fancy and you like open source stuff, or you like lossless files that are smaller than waves, you have options here as well. If none of this makes sense to you, don't worry about it. Underneath that, what do I want to export? The length of the arrangement or the length of the loop? Okay. You have different options here, and apparently these are the same. Okay, that's weird. Let's do this. And then if I'm like, oh, you know what? That's not right, select the loop region instead. I don't need to dither if I'm going to export at 24 bits. If you want more information, you should read up about that somewhere else, because that's not what this course is about. And you could also choose to export in real time if you want to, but I don't need to do that. The sample rate, I'm going to use the current sample rate because there's no reason to change this. And that's basically all that's relevant. So let's just hit OK. Where am I going to export this to? Into my export folder. That makes sense. And look at all that stuff rendering really quickly. Boom. It's done. With that said, my name is Thavius Beck. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope this proves useful. Take care.